Everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video. We have another card review from the Festival of Legends. It is the final of the neutral reveals. All of them have been released. All we got left are class cards after this, well, and the core set, which is yet to be announced. And well, if you want to win some of these cards, we have a giveaway going on where I am giving away 3 mega bundles out of my pocket, as well as 2 regular pre-orders. To enter that giveaway, like, comment on the video in the description below. The one I have disliked because this guy is an idiot. Be subscribed to the channel, and for every 1,000 subs until all the cards are revealed, I'm adding another mega bundle, so hit that sub button, make me go broke. And well, let's start off with the last of the neutral cards, including possibly the most annoying card ever. Well, I mean, it says annoying fan, and I tweeted that I feel personally attacked. Like, come on. We all know this is about, definitely not me. I'm not an annoying Hearthstone fan. Blizzard loves me, and this is a 1-mana 1/2 mech, kind of a throwback to Annoyatron. Battle Cry. You choose a minion, it can't attack while this is alive. So you can choose your own minion for whatever reason if you want, but play this, and yeah, they cannot target, or you got a big minion, right? It's like a freeze until this dies. And once this dies, it can attack. It shouldn't like get summoning sickness or anything like that. Should be able to immediately attack unless they've just played it. But then if they just played it, how do they target it? I'm sure somebody will find a way. But yeah, it's an annoying little tech card. I guess, you know, if you can like hide it behind a divine shield or some stealth, or I guess it's insane with the jailer. Give it immune. I mean, you probably already won the game if you're in that kind of a position. But for a 1-mana 1/2 mech, it's got quite the effect. I just, you know, it's so fragile. It just dies to almost everything. And how valuable is it to, you know, temporarily freeze a minion, or possibly permanently if they can never kill this? I'll give it a 2 out of 5 in Standard and Wild. You can make this 0 mana, you know, discount it. You got magnetic stuff in Wild to like buff it possibly, but I just don't think this is a card worth running that I can think of. But you know, you can discover it if you're playing a mech deck and you get an amalgam and, you know, get all that. But overall, I just don't really see it as a playable card. Next, we have the Candle Razor. 4-mana 3/3 Divine Shield minion. So this is what there used to be Silver Moon something. I can't remember what it was called. It used to be just a 4-mana 3/3 Divine Shield minion in the classic base set. We are power creeping on that because this is Finale. Give adjacent minions a divine shield. So you play this with 4 mana left, you can give 2 minions divine shield. Think we saw this back in the day on a Paladin 7-mana 6/6 taunt that would give adjacent minions divine shield, and that card was insane in Arena, like really good in Arena. This is like almost half the cost. Doesn't have taunt, but this is a great Arena card. Ladder card, it's okay. Getting divine shield has been historically at times playable. You think about Paladin in particular, right? They've got synergies, although they're losing, I think, all of that. They have a legendary that when divine shield minions lose their divine shield to get +5/+5, you have the weapon. I think all that is leaving. I don't see it as a big ladder card either. I see this as a really soul-crushingly good arena card that will allow you to get good trades and get sticky minions. Like, it's really good there, but on ladder, I gotta give it a 2 out of 5 again in Standard and Wild. And if you're wondering why are neutrals so weak, they're just the way they are. If you look at most decks in Hearthstone these days, they're the class cards, and then you got like the odd legendary, you know, the Astalors of the world, or the odd epic like a school teacher or a Hawkstrider Rancher, right? Like most neutrals just aren't super great. So that's kind of the common trend, but there are the exceptions, right? There are the exceptions to that rule. And then next we have the Obsessive Fan. I'm kind of this too, aren't I? you just put fan. I cover most of it. I guess Reasonable Fan, not so much. We're a little crazy around here. Anyways, 4-mana 2/6 Battle Cry. You choose a minion. So this is similar to the other one where if this dies, the effect goes away. It has stealth while this is alive. So you could try and give something stealth, hide it. Again, this is really expensive, but it does have high health, right? 6 health for 4, and then you give something you want to protect, like stealth. Like, I just can't see this being a card either. Like, I just don't see this as a competitive card. This seems much worse than the 1-mana card that has like a proactive ability of like freezing something, right? Stopping it from attacking. This just gives something stealth. This is a way to get through taunt. That's kind of cheeky, right? If they have a taunt minion, you give it stealth, and stealth minions don't really work with taunt, right? But then you just run silence. So again, I gotta give it a 1. Like, I just don't know what you're doing with this in Standard or Wild. I gotta give it a 1 across the board. But, you know, it is an obsessive fan. And again, a card that I just don't see what you're doing with it. Here's a card that could see play. Party Animal. English is hard sometimes. 2-mana 2/3 beast, so River Croc, again crying. Battle Cry, give +1/+1 to a minion of each type in your hand. So you're playing a Menagerie deck. This is pretty darn good. It's a lot of hand buff. And yeah, that's pretty decent. You got to play a Menagerie deck to really get the utilization out of this. I like to almost see it if it's something for like so much of a build around that maybe it was +2/+2, but maybe that'd just be busted. But a decent card. We don't have any current Menagerie builds doing great. The closest thing is Pure Paladin. The problem with this is not a Paladin card. It's a neutral. So like, I don't know, maybe a Warrior. Warrior's the class you kind of look at with like the Rush and the Menagerie, but most of that's in Wild. I gotta give it a 2 out of 5 in Standard Wild. It is a River Croc with pretty good upside. Again, a good arena card because like, yeah, I mean, just you hit one thing in your hand, you're probably happy in arena, but in ladder you need a bit more than that. But maybe it is a 3-star card. It is something that could definitely pop up. That's a lot of possible buffs, right? You hit a lot of different things in your hand. We have the Rowdy Fan, 3-mana 1/5 Quillmore. I believe this is the first Quillmore since whatever set Quillmores came out. I think it was Forge of the Barons, but it was more for Battlegrounds. This first unique Quillmore. We've had alls, like all tribes, but actual Quillmore. Anyways, choose a minion. Battlecry, choose a minion. It has +4 attack while this is alive. It's a 1/5, so it sticks around. It's kind of like a 3-mana 5/5 in a way. Not really, kind of. But yeah, you give something. This is a really good arena card. Again, like, you got a token on the board. You can go face, but this is one of these cards. It's +4 attack, like immediately to that minion. This could just be good in a very aggressive deck that just wants to go face. I mean, there aren't really cheap chargers in Standard, but a Rush minion or whatever. This one's probably the most playable of the fan cards because that is a lot of attack. You got to kill this to get rid of that attack, and this is a 3-drop with 5 health. I think this could see play in like a token deck, an aggro deck, something like that. I will give it a 3 out of 5 in Standard, maybe even in Wild where you have like Odd Paladin. You always have a token on the board. This always gives +4 attack. I'm gonna give it 3 across the board. This is a really, like, to me, deceptively good aggro card where high health gives +4 attack, and that's pretty damn, like Blessing of Kings without the health buff. I think it's playable. I think it's quite scary, actually, how good it is. And then we have Mosher. 8-mana, 3/10 undead rush. After this attacks, gain +1 attack and attack a random enemy minion. So this can't go face, but it kills something, and then it kills something else. Similar to the old Batterhead card. It was an 8-mana, 3/10 rush that could just attack as much as it wanted. I think it's a minions. And I don't think I did it have to kill a minion to attack again. I'm not sure. Regardless, it's kind of throwback to this card, but this is very expensive. It does scale a little bit, right? Like it goes to 3 and then 4, and it'll attack again. It'll end at 5. It'll have some health left and maybe be able to attack again. It's not bad, but again, 8 mana. Maybe Big Shaman like cheats it out, I guess. I don't know. But from the other side, it just dies. So again, 2 out of 5 in Standard Wild. Not a horrible card, but something you're probably not going to put into your deck. Then we have Crowd Surfer, a new Murloc, 1-mana, 1/1 Murloc, Death Rattle. Give any other minion +1/+1 and this Death Rattle. So it only goes to any minions. Give any other minion. Like, does it only hit the any tribe? Because it's in cap. I learned yesterday if it all caps, it probably means something. And give any other minion, not just any minion. If it's only any's, there's only like the Amalgam, the 7-drop, and I just can't imagine. I think it just gives any tribe the thing. That's what I assume. Like, as long as it's tribal. Because otherwise this card's complete unplayable trash. And even then, I guess like it's just changed a lot, right? Like it'll get this death rattle and then it can chain to something else. It's really sticky, really annoying. If it's if it works as I'm thinking, because it can't just be the anythings, which is Mistake, Amalgam, and the Legendary. It's got to be just whatever tribe. I'll give it a 3 out of 5 in Standard Wild because of how sticky, annoying it is if it keeps going from tribe to tribe to tribe. Especially playing Shaman, you always have like totems in that. That's pretty good. But as long as it works that way, because, well, you never know. But yeah, not a bad card, pretty darn annoying. And I guess it even works pretty well with the Shaman Death Rattle card that like doubles it. That it would hit even more stuff. So this looks like a Shaman card to me. And I do think it has a shot at being playable. And next we have some cards. I actually skipped ahead there. My apologies. We have the Concert Promo Drake. And look at that. Tradeable. It looks like it's evergreen. We got Tradeable back in the game. That's really, really cool. I've been asking for that. 8 mana, 8/8, Tradeable Dragon, Finale, destroy an enemy minion. And it's not a random one, so you should be able to pick. And that's a pretty good dragon. It's an 8/8. It doesn't do, I mean, it does something. Creates a body, kills something. In today's Hearthstone, probably not good enough. In Arena, absolutely devastating. I'll give it a 2 out of 5 in Standard and Wild, but hey, Tradable's back, and that makes me really, really happy. And then, well, we skipped ahead a little bit. Let's go to that card. Next, we have the Paparazzi at 3 mana 3/4 again. So many 2 mana 2/3s, 3 mana 3/4s. Battlecry, discover a legendary minion. And you will note it's not like the rogue cards where you can discover like a class legendary. This will be restricted to whatever class you are and neutrals. And you could get another Astalor, you could get a Bloodmage Thalnos if it's still core set, whatever. It's decent value, really solid again in Arena. You get like Colossals if they're in the pool or whatever. You could get another Colossal minion. You can get some value. These type of cards in Standard almost never see play. I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 5 in Standard and Wild. But again, I like how I mentioned Arena. That's where neutrals really shine. And yeah, that's where I would really expect it to see play unless there's some like fringe build around. We have the Rolling Stone, a 2 mana 2/2 rush elemental, but Battlecry at the last card you played cost 1, gain +1/+1. So it's a good curve card. You play a 1-drop, you get a 3/3 with rush the very next turn. And, you know, with elemental decks or tribal decks, that could be really solid. This could be a playable card. And it doesn't have to be the prior turn, right? As long as it's the last card you played, the period is 1, is playable. I'm actually going to give this a 3 out of 5 in Standard and Wild because, yeah, curve decks just might like this. It's a bit of overstatting, plus it's got rush. It proactively trades. Again, really good Arena card, probably, although it's harder to curve out in 1-drops there. But I'm going to give it a 3 across the board. Certainly not the worst card in the world. I like all the Rock Band references. Rolling Stone, Freebird, and hey, a charge minion. A neutral charge minion. We don't see that all that often. 4 mana 2/2 Battlecry. Gain +1/+1 for each other Freebird you play this game. So you play this, and then you play another Freebird, and that one is a 3/3. You Shadow Step it. Shadow Step. No, I don't think it's that busted with this, but you do that. So far, the only thing I can really think of that, you know, as long as it stays core set is Dire Frenzy. Dire Frenzying Freebird and playing a bunch of them. And then you get a, you know, they get the buff ++1, like the Dire Frenzy buff, and then +1/+1. That's really slow until I see like more ways of like, you know, getting more Freebirds. And, you know, reviving doesn't work. You have to play them to get the buff. It's not summoning, it's playing them. So that's going to take some time and effort, and I'll give it a 2 out of 5 in Standard and Wild. There's possibilities here. I don't think it's competitive, but there's possibilities. I don't think it's completely unplayable. And again, with the right support, it absolutely could be playable. You need a bit better than Dire Frenzy, I think. But, you know, Mark's going to have some Freebird combos. Again, I think I mentioned Mark in almost every video featuring bad cards, so neutrals have been pretty common. And the last card, our last legendary, Photographer Fizzle, a 3 mana 3/3, not a 3/4. This effect must be broken. Battlecry, take a snapshot of your current hand and shuffle it into your deck. It's cool. You get value. Kind of reminds me of Hexlord Malacras, which took like a snapshot of your opening hand as mage, and then you could add it to your hand. But yeah, you could get more copies of stuff in your deck. Shirvala Paladin Revival? Probably not. I don't know what you're really doing with this. You could get more Freebirds. I mean, Freebirds and then play them, and it's incredibly slow. You really need to copy something specific. I guess if you're playing like the ultimate like anti-fatigue deck, I guess. But again, Hearthstone, when's the last time value's been meta? Like, it just isn't. It's either combo, aggro, some mid-range here and there, but like value, like heavy decks just don't work and haven't in a long time. There's a possibility this card could be good at some point, but in the current game state, I just don't see it. For especially Wild, it's even worse. Wild is even less value, because that's what I see it as, just a value card. I don't see a combo coming from this quite yet, but again, let me know. Maybe I'm missing out on something. I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 5 in Standard Wild. I do think it has possibilities. It's a good value card. I just don't think it will be a competitive card. So that's all the neutrals revealed. I don't believe there is anything more. The card reveal schedule is as such. There's nothing tomorrow, and then Shaman, Rogue, and Warlock will be on Monday. So expect a regular, video tomorrow. We'll talk about a topic. I have something in mind, and then we'll start back on the card review. So stay tuned for that. Enter the giveaway if you haven't already. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.